Trump's strengths and weaknesses as a leader. Introduction. Real Donald Trump. Some consider him as a president that make America great again. Some believes that his style of leadership harmed the reputation of United States. Real Donald Trump is the name of his account of Twitter, and maybe it's a best description of his style and shows his real face. His life journey started as a businessman, and later as real TV stars, and currently as a president of the world's most powerful country. A personal life. Donald John Trump was born on June 14, 1946, at the Jamaica Hospital, New York City. His father was Frederick Chris Trump, a Bronx-born real estate developer whose parents were German immigrants. His mother was Scottish-born housewife Mary Ann MacLeod Trump. Trump grew up in the neighborhood of Queens and started his education from Kew Forest School until 7th grade. At age 13, he was moved to the private school for military academy. In 1964, Trump started his university at Fordham University, in which after 2 years in education he has been transferred to the Wharton School in Pennsylvania. While he was at Wharton, he worked at the family business of which his father was founded. He graduated in May 1968 with a Bachelor of Science in Economics. In 1977, Trump married to a model from Czech. Her name was Ivana Zelnikovicha. They have 3 children. Donald Jr., who was born in 1977. In 1981, their daughter Ivanka was born, and their youngest child, Eric, was born in 1984. From this 3 children, they have 10 grandchildren. While Ivana was not a U.S. citizenship, she became a United States citizen in 1988. Ivana divorced with Trump in 1992 after she found that Trump is with an actress by the name Marla Maples. Marla and Donald were married in 1993. And had 1 daughter by the name Tiffany that was born in 1993. They were together only for 6 years and divorced in 1999. In 2005, Trump married Melania Naus, who's a model from Slovenia. Melania and Donald have only a son. His name is Barron, who's born in 2006. Melania was also not a U.S. citizen while she married to Donald Trump. She became a U.S. citizenship back in 2006. Business career. Donald Trump was born in a family that deals with business. Most of the people, when they born in a rich and a family that deal with business, automatically they will involve business and start their interest to make business and run a part of their family business. Trump started his business career in his father company in New York. Donald Trump worked with his father for 5 years, and he made many business deals during this time. Donald Trump, in a quote about his father, said, "My father was my mentor, and I learned a tremendous amount about every aspect of the construction industry from him." Likewise, his father, when described him, said, "Some of my best deals were made by my son Donald. Everything he touches seems to turn to gold." After those 5 years, Trump started his own business by entering real estate sector in Manhattan. New York. Donald Trump business life started here when he converted his father business from residential business into mega projects. He built the 5-star hotel, Grand Hyatt. Later, he built his iconic project of Trump property, which was named Trump Tower, and it was 68 floors in one of the most strategic place in New York, 5th Avenue. Trump Tower became a brand and an international real estate business. Now, there are many cities in the world that you can find Trump Towers, like Istanbul, Moscow, Mumbai, and Philippines. If we have a look for Trump's business career, we can see that he was successful and made many success stories, while he was also role model for many people at that time, especially in 80th and 90th year. However, Trump filed 4 times for bankruptcy for his business, especially for his casinos and hotels. In the mid of 90th, he almost lost $1 billion, but he was successes to a financial comeback and built his empire again. On a TV series that is called Dirty Money on Netflix I watched a month ago, he always tried to show himself as a successful entrepreneur and a role model for entrepreneurship enthusiasm. As he announced himself as candidacy for the presidency of the United States, he turned over the management of the Trump Organization to his eldest sons, Donald Jr. and Eric. According to Forbes magazine, Donald Trump net worth drops $1 billion during a coronavirus pandemic, and by April 2020 is ranking 1001 in the world's billionaire index. His total wealth is $2.1 billion. He has more than 10 books. Most of the books are about business advices, and the most popular one is Trump, The Art of Deal, that published in 1987 and become #1 of the New York Times bestseller list. See media career in 2004. Donald Trump started to host the TV reality show The Apprentice. He was the show's host for first 14 seasons. This show was a big point for Donald Trump that he gains popularity and helped him to rise for presidency. He used television to show himself bigger than he was. Beside this TV show, Trump also allowed the movie Home Alone 2: Lost in New York to have a scene in his tower. In return, he can attend in the movie for less than a minute. He also owned several beauty pageants from 1996 to 2015. Miss Universe and Miss USA are the most popular ones. This desire of showing himself on TV helped him to gain popularity and become most watched character on TV. D. Political career. Trump's interesting in politics going back to 1987, when he said that he is interested to run for presidency. From that year, as he registered himself in Republican Party, he moved to their party several times. He entered the presidential race and became a candidate in 2000 under the Reform Party. He was also speaking about other candidates during the elections to collect people's attentions. In 2008, he became one of the loudspeaker of birther movement, which was question even candidate Barack Obama was born in US or not. Such shows also help him to known as a politician. Presidency. After preparing the foundation for his political career, Donald Trump on June 2015, he formally announces that he will run for the presidency. During announcement speech, he said, "We need somebody that literally will take this country and make it great again. We can do that." After many elections that held to specify someone for Republican Party presidential candidate, on May 2016, he beats other 16 candidates and become the only Republican candidate for presidency. Under the banner, "Make America Great Again," Trump has run a controversial campaign built on promises to strengthen the American economy, build a wall on the border of Mexico and the US, and to temporarily ban immigration by Muslims until our country's representatives can figure out what is going on. In general election, after a tough race with his competitor Hillary Clinton, which was Democrat Party candidate and first female to run for presidency, he won the election even though he got 2.9 less votes. On 20 January 2017, he swore as 45th President of the United States of America. Donald Trump leadership style is 2020. United States of America is still the most powerful country on earth. When a country has a good and powerful economic, it become leader for other and will decide about most major part of economy. Nowadays, United States situation affects most of the countries, especially Middle East country. I remember the night of the election 2016, the price of gold increased very fast, and as the final results announced, it start to decrease again. Running a country like this that most of the global economy affects by their political situation, need a very good and smart leader. When we talk about a successful leader that run a powerful country, we can't say that she is using only one style of leadership. Smart leaders are those who combine all styles of leadership like autocratic, democratic, charismatic, and narcissistic, and people-oriented to seize by followers. A great leader is humble, listener, and accept criticize, while some are attacking back and not ready to get any criticizes. Donald Trump was prepared himself to be a public figure by his different manners for business and as a TV show's hosts. He was never far from media and public. His characteristic was criticized long ago, starting the Central Park jogger case, where 5 people, 4 African American and 1 Mexican, imprisoned between 5-15 years mistakenly. At that time, Donald Trump was highly called to death penalty for those 5 youths that wrongly convicted to a crime that they didn't do. Trump still refused to apologize for his harsh comments against those youths, even though he has been criticized before being a president and after. But it's a fact that Trump has leadership skills. But what he is not aware of is that he runs his own company, and he managed his business successfully. While now we can say, according his perspective, he runs a larger company that needs more responsibility and more skills. It's much to say about someone started from real estate business, then jumped to TV reality show, and now as a president. Mr. Trump manifestly lacks a long list of traits associated with effective leadership: humility, acknowledging errors, shouldering blame and learning from mistakes, empathy, resilience, collaboration, connecting with people and controlling unproductive emotions. Strengthens. When it comes to strengthens of President Donald Trump, many people thinks that there's almost no any pino to talk about of a leader that is humiliated by his people. Many people think that winning election was not his strengthening, but there was corruption in the election. It's true that Donald Trump has many weird behavior during his presidency. Somehow, if we see, those weird behavior earned popularity to Donald Trump. If we look back to his life and his career, we see many achievements he got during his lifetime. Trump has a charismatic even before presidency. If we talk about authenticity in the perspective of leadership dimension, can we say, Trump is an authentic because he always say what he means. He also twitting every thought, never holds it back. Good leader never listen to the criticism and continue walking on the path she believe. Trump always let us knows what he thinks even though we like it or not. While most of the world leader, they may never post or say what they think, so we always see different action reverse to their speech. I think another thing that is the strength of Trump is being extrovert. He was center of attention, while being extrovert help you social, and this make you to be known better from public. Extrovert always want to be surrounded by people as Trump did during the TV shows, so this help him to success and be a president. As he has not experienced in politics, he is not like other politicians that spend most of their life in politics. This makes an advantage for Trump that he speaks simple. His speech is not tricky like some world's leader. He speaks to his followers with their languages. Understanding your followers realize that what they need and what they want to happen is an important skill of smart leader. In the time of election campaign, Trump promised to ban immigration, especially people from Muslim countries. Also, he promised to build a wall in the border with Mexico. This tough speaking was the part of what around 50% of American people want. He has been criticized for those promises, but he also admired by his followers. Understanding and reading followers' mind is one of the skills that push every leader to success. His campaign slogan, "Make America Great Again," was somehow a style of motivating and inspiring people from United States. People that have same idea and mindset of Trump in America love to hear words like great and win. His confidence was somehow what people want to see for their next president. His former employees said that the image that people has for Trump is not right one. He never rushes in taking decision. Every time he wants to analyze the issue and find a good solution. According to his former employees, he somehow has a democratic leadership style. When important decision about to made, he advises with his team about the alternatives. Trump has a good experience in business. This made him to lead US better than before. His economic politics helped to improve America's economic at least better than other president. He was successful to lower the unemployment rate at a half-century low. Income have been rising steadily in recent years as more Americans get jobs. Citation HIA 19.1.10.3.3. While the real problem of people is economic, when they see some improvement for economic, the popularity of that president increase. This is a great strength for Donald Trump as president. Using social media, especially Twitter, is another trick of Trump's success. He has attracted worldwide by his daily tweeting. On June 2017, White House announced that the tweets by President Trump is official statements. This type of using social media is one of the strengths for President Trump that became agenda for world's daily news. B. Weaknesses. While there is always a lot to say about Donald Trump's weaknesses as a leader, even you can find a lot of source about his weaknesses of leadership style, while his followers call him of the great leader in United States history. But more sounds can be heard as describe him a weak and unsuitable for most powerful country in the world. He already involved in many cases before become a candidate. Trump University case, sexual accusation, and many weird behaviors he did during his life. As started his campaign for the election, he has been criticized for a lot of his strategic plan that he was promising to do them as he become president. Donald Trump was strongly against the immigration, and restricting immigration policy was one of his agenda during election campaign. This strategy cost him a lot while his mother, his first wife, and his third wife all are immigrants from other countries. When most of your family is former immigrants and you call to stop immigration to US, for sure you face a lot of criticize and people see you as a weak leader. His speech against Islam and Muslims during his campaign was also show bad side of Trump leadership style. His restriction toward the entry of Muslim-majority country to US was one of his first actions against Muslims. Many people around the world criticized him for not respecting religions. Building a wall with Mexico was one of his promise during the campaign and faced criticize for this action. The campaign was the beginning of a leader that will fail to lead a country like US. Researchers show how world image changed toward its president and US. A report by Pew Research Center shows the decline of global public trust to U.S. president and its new policy. As the beginning his presidency, he started to withdraw from most of the agreement that was done by former presidents of United States. Withdrawing from nuclear weapon agreement with Iran was one of the most criticized actions by European country. Withdrawing from climate change agreement was also criticized inside U.S. and internationally. Well, another weakness of Trump's as a leader was show up during his first days of his presidency. Many appointed officials were fired or resigned because of the way he is deciding. As October 2019, around 43 top officials in Trump's presidency fired or resigned. First one was U.S. Deputy Attorney General Sally Yates, who served only 11 days under Trump administration, and fired because she refused to implement the first iteration Trump's ban on travelers from a number of Muslim-majority countries. Second one was National Security Advisor Michael Flynn, forced to resign after claims he misled the administration over his communications with Russia during the transition. Those resignation and firing shows the weakness of Donald Trump as a leader. Many people also describe Trump's leadership style as a narcissistic. In narcissistic style, leaders are thinking about their interest. Their priority is for themselves. Narcissistic leaders don't think about other people, acts with them as invisible. This type of leadership style can be seen easily in the actions of President Trump. Narcissistic leader doesn't have empathy, while a good leader should empathize to see how her followers are feeling. If you don't do empathy, you can't see people problem and you are not going to care about a solution for their problem. If we put a level for Trump's narcissistic, he is in dangerous level of narcissistic that is extremely harmful for leader. Another Trump's action that is a proof for narcissistic style is appointing his family member for some high-ranking official in administration. Ivanka Trump, Donald Trump's daughter, is advisor of president even though she doesn't have any experience in politics. Jared Kushner, Ivanka's husband, works as an assistant and senior advisor to the president. So Trump didn't think about to put qualified people for their position. He chooses from his family despite not having any experience. Regarding narcissistic in Trump's style, many people also think that he is arrogant, intolerant, and dangerous. The survey made around the world and asked people what they think about Donald Trump. It's very bad reputation for the world's most powerful country leader to be seen like these from people all around the world. Another one of the very well-known of Trump's weaknesses as a leader is that he doesn't accept criticize and not admitting a mistake. Leaders always blind to their mistake. They think that the decision they made is right one and can solve problems, while others can easily see your decision mistake and they are warning you. If warning comes from more than a people and more than a group, leaders must accept their mistake and try to solve problems according to the suggestions. Feedbacks are always helping leaders to improve their leadership performances. Donald Trump refused any criticize that made to his decision. He is replying people from his Twitter and attaching them for any unwanted feedback. He even attacks his own administration, like he did against CIA and FBI for the intelligences not supporting his idea and position on Iran and North Korea. 1. Donald Trump. Body language is one of the most very important skills of great leader. Even every single person in daily life needs a good body language to communicate with others. The way we walk, talk, look other people, sit, and handshakes are very important to show how professional and smart we are. Even if a leader doesn't have speaking skill, maybe his body language help him to communicate with his followers. Because body language say more words than you think. President Donald Trump's body language is one of the hot topics during his official visit to other countries and meeting with other president. His body language describes his real personality. For example, in NATO meeting in 2017, he pushes away Montenegro's prime minister. This shows that he fight to be front physically. Being center of attention is his aim in the official meeting. Trump's handshaking was also the worst action of his body language. Every time he is making handshake, he wants to show his power and control on the others. Trump also most of the time misunderstanding with his wife Melania Trump about body language. This is also one of his weaknesses about body language, that even doesn't know how to behave with his wife. 2. Donald Trump's sexual accusation, especially sexual accusation, is one of the weaknesses of a leader even before becoming leader. Sexual accusation really hits leaders' reputation. In everywhere around the world, when you want to take down a leader, you can accuse him for sexual harassment. Because good leaders are far from this kind of accusation, and even no one believe in such accusation. Donald Trump before became a president. Accused for sexual harassments twice. His former wife, Ivana, accused him of sexual harassments. After divorce in 1989, businesswoman named Jill Harth was also accused him in 1997, so Trump's reputation was already in danger before becoming president. Also, during the campaign of election, around 25 women accused Trump for sexual behavior since 1970. Trump refused all accusation and he said he would sue those women after election. Even though his followers later on asked and wanted Trump to resign because of the accusation, those accusations were very harmful for Trump's reputation as a leader. He could never fix this, and it shows weaknesses of Trump's as a leader. 3. Donald Trump relation with news media and journalists are suffering with world's most powerful country leader. They have a bad experience with Donald Trump administration. The freedom of press under Trump administration is under question. As we mentioned before, Donald Trump never accept criticize and directly attack back if a journalist or a television channel make news that is not in his favor. He always blames media by saying enemy of people, fake news, bad people, low-life reports. He has not tried to show evidence regarding why he call it fake news. He just tweet it and attack them. Even in last few days, he started to shut down social media after Twitter, hidden a tweet of him because it was contain violence words. 4. Trump in crisis as a leader. Crisis is an opportunity for leaders to born, or if they are already have responsibility, it's time to make action and increase followers confident. Real leaders are those that inspire and motivate followers during crises. Strong leader build hopes while crisis surrounded and people feels hapless. Real leader give role to the people during crisis, ask for help and forget about his/her ego. Despite denying the problem that caused crisis, great leader feel responsibility and acts as soon as possible to solve it. People generally panic during crisis, so they need a smart leader to lead them in making things easier. As the beginning of 2020, a virus named COVID-19 came out from China and spread to the world very quickly. Almost every country is struggling with COVID-19. It's a time for leaders to act carefully because their responsibility to save people's life is increasing. The way they spoke should be different in the time of crisis. Donald Trump was one of the leaders that failed to manage his country during COVID-19. In the beginning of the pandemic, he denied that this virus to spread and affects people's life, while World Health Organization warned all countries to take early action before COVID-19 spread in their country. Instead of working to stop COVID-19, Trump blamed China for creating such virus and sent to other countries. He also halted U.S. fund to WHO. In his speech during this pandemic, Trump always said that our economy is more important than a virus. This type of speech made U.S. people angry because it spread very fast in their countries. As this report is prepared, the total case of COVID-19 in U.S. is 1,912,153 cases and around 109,650 total deaths. This number is 4 times more than the second most cases of COVID-19. Trump even shows his racist speech while calling the virus as Chinese virus several times. Even when a Chinese-American female reporter in a press conference asked Trump about why we see more cases every day, Trump responded her to ask this question to China. This response criticized a lot by people, and they said Trump's action is racist. Trump's leadership failed to manage crisis, and this make people to respond to Trump from everywhere, and especially Twitter, that he is very active there. Nowadays, America is facing protest all around the country because of killing George Floyd, a black man that killed after an officer knelt on his neck for about 9 minutes. This incident makes sounds all around the world. People claim that racism is still there in U.S. and around the world. This incident and protest around United States was another test for Trump's leadership style. As the protests started and spread all around U.S. cities, Donald Trump again starts to use his rude and harsh language against the protester. He threatened protester by arresting and taking them to prison. He said federal government would do whatever needs to be done, even if by using military. In one of his tweets, he spoke like a dictator leader that we see such behave in countries that run by a dictatorship system. Weak leader every time threat opposition people or group to declare them as a terrorist. Donald Trump in his tweet wrote that United States will declare Antifa as a terrorist organization. Antifa is an anti-fascism activist movement in the United States. Conclusion: Donald Trump life is full of adventure. In the beginning of his life adventure, he was a successful businessman, and he was role model for most of the people in early 80th and 90th, bankrupting more than a time in his business. then come back stronger than before, building an empire of real estate all around the world by the name of Trump Organization, but never able to hide that he is a person that likes to be center of attention. This habit pushed him in a new adventure of his life by hosting a real TV show. He became more popular than before. This made him to begin his political career. Being a candidate for a presidency of the most powerful country in the world is not an easy job. Many experienced politicians failed to candidates themselves, even failed to win an election and become the President of the United States. It's a chance for anyone to show followers in the world his leadership and how manage the problem you face. Donald Trump somehow, from the perspectives of his followers, he is one of the great leaders that become president for their country. While for others, Trump is a leader that harmed the reputation of the United States in international arena. Trump has a lack of empathy, which is one of the biggest specialties of strong leader. Strong leader always emphasize and put his and herself in the shoes of his followers, to feel what they feel and understand them. Great leader's strengths are always 2 times more than his/her weaknesses. But for Trump is inversed, he's a leader that criticized 2 times more than appreciated for his leadership style. The latest crises were a chance for Trump to revive his leadership style and turn the negative thought against him to positive. Until now, it seems that Donald Trump lost that chances and couldn't benefit from crises where smart and great leaders are born. It was a time to gain trust of American people. United States of America is going to elect a new president in November 2020. Trump nominated himself again for presidency. Does he win the election after he failed to lead his country during crises? Does the people of the United States give another chance to Trump to lead their country again? Thank you for watching.